Hail and welcome. I'm Kate, the laundress, and you found your way to the Tarot and Astrology Weather Report. The sun has been in Aries for some time now. This is, I believe, the fourth report that I've done, and I started out by weighing in on the sun seasons, and then when Aries season came, no video came.
I blame Mercury and Pisces for that.
Eventually, I got the message from Spirit that I am meant to bring these videos into more alignment with the cycles of the moon. And so I am beaming in now on April 13th, just 2 days after our new moon in Aries.
We just had our new moon sister circle in the Spiral Temple, and if you're interested in joining those Zoom meetings, you can find more information on the ticker below or below that in the description to this video. All of these new moon weather report videos will also be happening in tandem with the full moon cast. This is my IG Live podcast, which you can find at The Modern Laundress. Again, information below.
All right, so what is a new moon? Well, it's a conjunction of the sun and the moon together in a certain sign. It happens every 28 days or so. And in the language of the tarot, this looks like the sun card meeting with the high priestess. The new moon is a time when our ego, our essential self, our conscious mind, meets with the unconscious mind, our lunar, occult, intuitive self. A new moon is an opportunity for the conscious mind to plant a seed of intention into the fertile soil of the unconscious. In 2 weeks, the moon will travel around the zodiac wheel to oppose the sun and shine a light on, if not the blossoming of the seed, then perhaps the dissemination of that seed from the new moon, which will then blossom sometime in unforeseeable ways in the future. This month, the seed point occurred in the sign of Aries, which in the tarot is associated with the Emperor card. This energy feels very potent right now, in part because last year, 2020, was an Emperor year. When we add the digits in 2020, we get 4. That's the Emperor. This lunar month, before the full moon in 2 weeks, the sun and other planets will begin moving into Taurus. Well, that's the card of the year for 2021, 5, the Hierophant. So on a fractal level, we're really feeling into the transition from 2020 to 2021, which makes sense, right? Because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. This is actually the zodiacal new year. And this new moon that we just had is the first new moon, the first seed point in that new year. So when we layer the lens of the tarot onto astrology, you might argue that this transitional energy is stronger this year than ever before. So we're navigating these two energies. The Emperor is about being the sovereign master of your own domain. Like Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, the Emperor says, I am here. I have a right to be here. I have a right to take up space and to be a leader in my own life. When this Aries Emperor energy is highly evolved, this is the energy of a really excellent role model. Someone who leads by example and shows us exactly what it looks like to sit tall on one's sovereign throne. In my mind, we moved through this energy in 2020 in the way that we had to navigate our own response to the pandemic and to the lockdown. We had to navigate external chaos and cultivate internal structure that could support our life and make us feel safe, sovereign, and aligned. We had to rethink our relationship to outside authorities and tap into our own core intuition, our core impulse, that is what Aries represents. We all sank our roots down deeper and created structures that made us feel safe enough to stand tall. At this most recent Aries seed point, the Emperor was close by to the Empress. This is Venus. With Venus conjunct the new moon, we really have to ask ourselves, what is it that we value? The energy is moving fast and furious right now. The lockdown seems to be ending. People are getting vaccinated and moving out into the world very quickly. You have an impulse, even if you haven't noticed it yet. You have a strong Emperor Aries impulse about what you want to do next, and Venus, the Empress, is asking you to interrogate what core values are behind that impulse. Notice in yourself maybe the impulse to go back to business as usual, to the way things were before the pandemic. Instead of moving forward out of habit, stop and interrogate what values are behind the choices that you're making. Ask yourself what you really love and what is really dear to you, and ask yourself the kind of world that you actually want to live in. And then try to embody those values, just as the Empress embodies pure yin energy. We are straddling the edge between the old world and the new. We did a lot of work in Aquarius and Pisces season to imagine the new world, to dream it into being, to see it in our mind's eye, in the imaginal realm, where it is already done. But the truth is that the new world isn't actually here yet. We're building it now in each moment. And furthermore, the old world is still in the process of dying. This is really palpable right now because all of this action that I've just described in Aries is at a square to Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto, the lord of the underworld, the judgment card, the wake-up call that asks us to judge what is living from what is dead. We are being asked to judge the truly sovereign, aligned choice from the habits and structures that no longer serve us. This process is not easy, and it's bringing up a lot of grief about what is already dead, rotten, putrid, what belongs in the compost pile, what needs to be cleaned and dealt with and healed, and all of the many losses, including the loss of life over the last year, that really, really needs our grieving. There's an opportunity with this energy to really sort out what is still lingering from the old world, from the before times, from business as usual. What is still lingering that you need to let go of? What stories or beliefs do you have about yourself or about the nature of reality that just no longer ring true? I think these questions are going to take on a more personal and a perhaps more spiritual dimension as we move into Taurus season. That is the Hierophant. So if the Emperor card is about sovereignty and making aligned movements in the world, then the Hierophant is about taking that skill and connecting it to the spiritual dimension and becoming a spiritual authority in your own life. The word Hierophant literally means the one who reveals the sacred, and this card really asks us to notice where we're giving our power away, where we're looking to others to tell us the difference between good and evil and to tell us how to behave. In times of great transition, many gurus will come out of the woodwork and tell you that they have the answers, the secrets, the keys to enlightenment, and you might feel like you're not really worthy of them. But the truth is that you are worthy. You are more powerful than you realize. The truth is that we are the ones we've been waiting for to save the world. The old world really is dying, and a new world really is being born. And we are here because we are the midwives of the new world. My advice, if you'd like to cast a spell or do a ritual between now and the first quarter moon, would be to hold a funeral for everything that is dying, everything that has been lost, everything that no longer serves. You can hold a funeral for the versions of you that used to fit, that just don't anymore. You can make a space for the things and the people that you love and value that have left you over the last year. You can write an obituary for all of these things and then burn it. And then you can write a birth announcement for the new world as you see it, the new version of you that will bring it into form. Don't make it complicated, don't make it grandiose. Make it sovereign. Make it aligned. And remember, you are the one who reveals the sacred.